Just over an hour ago, Democrats in Virginia's House of Delegates cleared the first hurdle to potentially allow the redrawing of the Commonwealth's congressional maps. It's part of a national gerrymandering arms race of sorts, in which President Trump called on red states to redraw congressional maps to give Republicans an advantage in next year's midterm elections. Now blue states are responding with plans of their own. Our Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Drew Wilder has the latest from Virginia's state capitol.
With control of the House of Representatives, states have begun the process of attempting to stack the deck in favor of the party in power in their respective state. And here in Virginia, it seems to be a foregone conclusion that Democrats will ultimately be able to pass the constitutional amendment that would potentially allow them to redraw congressional maps. However, critics have said that mid-decade redistricting is bad for democracy, and here's why. Typically, states redraw congressional maps every 10 years after a census. Now, the president said that red states should take up a very rare and typically frowned upon strategy called mid-decade redistricting. Plain and simple, it's a call for gerrymandering, where the party in power carves up their respective state in a methodical way to benefit that party. Virginia's Democrats say their hand was forced by red states who have started the redistricting process, and they feel ultimately Virginians would be disadvantaged if only red states redraw their maps. The Speaker of the House, Don Scott, addressed this after Democrats passed the resolution through the House.
North Carolina voted to change their map, wipe out a whole congressional seat. That's what they've done. They've switched a congressional seat that was held by a Democrat and made it way more Republican.
News 4 pressed the Speaker on this point.
But if it's wrong in North Carolina, why is it right here? Why is it okay here?
I wouldn't say that it's one way or the other. I think we have an opportunity because North Carolina has made a decision to go forward. And I wouldn't frame it your way. I would frame it that Virginia voters deserve to have a voice and not be disenfranchised by North Carolina, by Texas, by Missouri, by Indiana.
Meanwhile, Republicans are calling this move illegal, saying Democrats violated at least 2 sections of the state code to try to ram this through in the 11th hour. The House Minority Leader shortly after the vote.
We can't amend our Constitution because the other side thinks Donald Trump is bad. That's all this is about. The other side thinks Donald Trump is bad. I mean, if there's a Democrat president elected, do we come back in 4 or 5 years? Do we try to, if we have control, do we try to change the Constitution? I say no.
The writing appears fairly well displayed on the walls of Virginia's historic Capitol. Democrats have the majority and will likely be able to get this through by Friday. Republicans have already filed lawsuits saying that Democrats violated Virginia's state constitution. However, that probably won't make it to court until next year. This is a state-level issue with national implications for next year's midterm election, and it could take its next step here in Virginia this week. Reporting from the state capitol in Richmond, Drew Wilder, News 4.